Hey, crafters, it's Tom Creek, the crafting cowboy. I don't craft, but I'm married to a special lady who does, and boy, can she ever craft. Why they call me the crafting cowboy, I don't know. But anyway, I hang around her a lot. We're glad to have you here tonight. We are going to have so much fun because Julie has had an inspiration. Oh, lovey, didn't you have an inspiration, Dad?
I did.
Anyway, back to this inspiration. She was playing with the angel side circle die that a lot of you already have. By the way, I still have that special on that angel side circle die. Angel side circle and the 3 accessory dies, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and the birthday. Normally $52 on sale for $36.50. I still have some of those left for you, so just want to remind you of that. But anyway, Julie's playing with the angel side circle, and look at what she came up with. Holy cow, you're going to love this. A stand-up card using the angel side circle die. Check that out. Folds down flat, fit in your envelope. Voila! How about that? You shine. Isn't that cool? Here's another version. Am I allowed to show this one?
Yeah, you can show everything you want.
Here's another version. Again, laying flat. Ba 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 ba. Ah! Isn't that cool? Just sits there flat right on the table, right there for somebody to see. You are a hero. Isn't that cool? So she's going to show you that technique using that die, but what she's also going to incorporate is she's going to be working with our Trinity dies. Now the Trinity dies are dies that we've had around for about a year now. We have 4 of them. We have the butterfly panel, we have the oval Trinity, we have the dragonfly Trinity, and capricious. Now, what we mean by Trinity is there's actually 3 dies in a package, crafters, okay? They're layered, okay? So one cut's large, one cut's medium, and one cut's small. And a result, when you layer that, you're able to get different effects with the layered effect. And Julie's going to show you about that tonight. But anyway, my name is Tom Creek. My wife is Julie Creek. We're from Creek Bank Creations in beautiful Perrysville, Indiana, the land of tall corn and not much more. We're a small crafting company with our own supply, our own brand of dies, rubber stamps, adhesive, stencil brushes, stencils, and holy cow, we've got so many things in our product line. I can't even name them all anymore. But you can visit us at www.creekbankcreations.com. Sunshine Special gives you 20% off until July the 20th, as we plan to be back on the road on July the 11th. And I forgot to tell you about the bundle. I'm going to sell you all 4 of these dies. I mean, this is a smoking hot bundle. I mean, oh, burn my finger. It is so smoking hot.
Somebody's going to give you that.
$128.96 worth of dies, all 4 of them. $128.96 worth of dies. Right now for only $89.99.
Let me guess.
That's right. Only $89.99. I want to tell you what, ladies, I've told you once, I've told you twice. We're Creek Bank Creations. We don't make much money, but we make a lot of friends. So you check in and get that special while supplies last, because we're going to be offering it this weekend too. And I'm expecting to get a mad rush on those, and I have a limited supply. So if you want that, take advantage of it. Mr. Creek, are you ready to go?
I'm ready, baby.
By the way, Mr. Creek, happy anniversary to you. Yesterday was our 35th wedding anniversary, folks. 35 years of marital bliss with this woman. Wouldn't have picked anybody else. Glad to have her. So here you go, Mr. Creek.
How is everybody doing? So this weekend, we will be participating in the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo at Home event. I think it's the collector's edition. Is it the collector's? Do you remember what it was called?
Well, we're on Saturday.
We're on Saturday at 4:50
Eastern time. 1:50 Pacific, 3:50 Central.
So, if you would like to see that presentation, you can go and join the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo at home Facebook group, and that will launch live on Saturday afternoon. And so lots of things going on. It is a virtual event, Diana. It's a virtual event. So we will be presenting the Trinities and having our video there. And if y'all are there and watch and participate in the chat, that is extremely helpful. So if you want to join us, that'd be great. And so there you have it. So we have not heard about the Raleigh, North Carolina show. That was going to be our first show back in July
11th and the 12th.
But I don't know. We haven't heard anything. So maybe looking like the first show that will be back is Stamp Fest in Florida. And if you're familiar or interested in that show, you need to know that the hotel has changed. We have moved to a different hotel. The hotel that we were in was getting remodeled, and it's not ready for opening yet. So you can check the Stamp Fest website if you're interested in going to Florida and hanging out. So I'm excited today because I've figured out a way to amend the Angel Side Circle card. Hello, Julie. And Sandy, lots of visitors tonight. Where are we at? We're at 53. So if you enjoy the videos, if you'll give us a like and share, maybe we can hit 90. And if we hit 90, Tom will
give something else away.
Tom will give something else away. So there you have it. So the Trinity, did you talk to them about there's 3 dies in these packages? So when you purchase a Trinity die, all of them have 3 dies in the package, and the Trinities have a little logo on the front that says Trinity. And so when you get them, you're getting 3, and we're going to do 2 different cards tonight because because I want to do. So so I hope you enjoy what we're going to do tonight, and
I hope they do too.
We almost forgot to share you scripture. It's been a little crazy around here.
Crazy?
Little.
Can you say crazy?
A little overwhelming, a little stressful. Yeah.
Let's call it 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, 8. I think it was earlier than that. Anyway, I am looking at Romans 12:2 today. Rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer. There's a lot of that going on. So I holding on to that and listening to worship music to keep my head in the game.
Head in the game.
Instead of the game taking me out. So that's some days are like that. So how's everybody else doing? How are you where you're at? What's going on where you're at? Can you tell me how you're doing?
Is anybody out there from
Is
North
anybody
Carolina?
Is anybody out
North
there
Carolina opening
from
up
North
at all?
Carolina?
We're wanting to find
Do
out
we
about
know
that
if
show.
North Carolina is opening up? I'm trying to get my feet up here. Never a dull moment. That is very true.
Ask Jan how she
I
feeling.
should tell y'all
Jan,
that.
how you feeling?
How are you? Everybody said worship music's encouraging. That's good. Yes. So when Tom and I met, since it's our anniversary, I'll just tell you this little story. I was
17.
17.
She was just 17, and you know what I mean.
And Tom were you
And the way
23?
she looked
Were you
was way
Were you
beyond.
23?
I was 25, dear.
No.
No, excuse me.
24.
I was 23.
24.
I was 23.
Anyway, it was my father did
No, I was
not
24.
my father did not approve. I was 17 and Tom was 24. Tom had graduated from college and had a job. That's why when we're together, you look at him and you're thinking, he looks so much older than her.
Oh, get out of here.
So anyway, so we date, and that's a whole nother story.
Recorded is what we did.
And when it was time to get
The old
married,
man wouldn't let me take you out.
my mom said to me,
Well,
she said, are you sure about him? He's a little excitable. Because I was 19 and knew everything. I told mom.
You were 18. Excuse me, you were
This
17.
excuse me.
19 when we got
Excuse
married,
me.
Mrs.
I'm
Green.
telling the story.
But you
I
were
was
17.
19 when this conversation happened. I told my mom, It's all good, Mom. He's just young. He'll outgrow that. So y'all can see he has not outgrown that. So he brings a lot of excitement to our family, and we're very thankful for that. There is never a dull moment. So I'm excited to share with you tonight. The cards that we're doing. I haven't ever shot video or done anything with the angel side circle. Hot in Florida. As of tomorrow, we have to wear masks anytime in public.
I think Crystal Villa had some outstanding words to say.
What did she say?
She said, "You were a wise young lady." I agree, Crystal. She was a wise young lady.
I just got blessed. I got very blessed. Okay, so I think I'm ready to turn the camera down. Do you think I'm ready, Tom?
You're ready, baby.
I think we're ready to turn the camera down, and we are going to start with this card. And what I've done is we're just going to amend the angel side circle card. If you're new around here, the angel side circle is designed that it's an A2 card, and when you open it, it does this. Okay, so this part, the white part here is a die. And so in that die package are 3 dies. This long die, and this is 9.25 inches long. So you do need the extended cutting platform and the extended cutting plates if you're going to cut this. And then you have these other dies in there.
By the way, those are 20% off on the website.
This is 20% off, and if you buy the bundle and get the other dies that match it, then it's 30% off. So you can buy it by itself or as a set. So what you're going to do to make the card that we're making tonight, we are going to cut that base piece, which is this piece. That right there is that big long base piece. So we're going to die cut that, and I have previously
stands up again. That looks
die
so
cut
cool.
this. And then, did you show them all the cards?
I just showed them.
Okay, so this is
Mrs. Creek. I just want to say that you're a creative genius. Simply a creative genius.
I don't know about that. God's given me a gift. I will say that. Okay, so that's this. We're doing the sunshine card tonight. You could do it in this style, so you can see how just changing up what you're doing totally changes the card. You could do this for 4th of July, for a hero in your life, and you could probably give this to a lot of people right now who are slinging it out in a very stressful environment. This is the Christmas version. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, smoking.
Okay, so there's your
You're burning
wreath.
it up, baby. You're burning it up.
And then we just popped out the center. So when this die cuts, the center, you can actually pop out and not use. So just different ways you can use it. So it's gonna fold flat, and then you can mail it. So I am going to turn the camera down, and we are going to do the yellow card.
And what's cool is the primary card is the angel side circle.
It's the angel side circle,
and
a lot of you already own it. So I'm going to turn the camera down. So hang on, we're going down.
Going down, down. Hey, we had some much needed rain last night. Did anybody get rain where you live? It was getting dry.
They said it was
here.
hot in Florida.
Hmm?
They said it was hot in Florida.
Yeah, and I know northern Indiana got rain. We got rain down here. Monsoon in Texas, said the Yellow Rose.
Did you need rain, Sharon? Okay, why does that look crooked?
So Crafty 1013, where are you from? Crystal Vias had rain there in Virginia.
Okay, guys, how's that looking? Can you give me a good or bad or fuzzy or
It's looking pretty good.
whatever? Muggy today? Rain? They say, well, we're not going to get much rain. Central New York. So tell me what you think. Looking good? Oh, good.
Hi,
There's
Pat.
Pat. Now, is Pat the one who is not accepted to the group?
No.
Who is it that got?
That's Mary Beth. Mary Beth has had. How many people have tried and got in, and how many people have tried and not got in?
Well, you have to kind of ask that
That's
as
what I
a
was
yes or
asking-
no
that's what I
question.
was asking.
Has anyone else had trouble getting into the Facebook group called Creek Bank Creations Creativity? Diana's still not in. I'm so frustrated.
Mary Beth is not.
There's not much I can do about it. I can tell you, you're not missing a whole lot. If that makes you feel any better.
Believe it or not, 40 people have gotten in since last week.
I don't even know how, because I didn't even accept them. Like, I'm supposed to be accepting, I don't even understand what it's doing. So, okay, let's move on, shall we? The Facebook gods have not been smiling on us. That's all there is to that.
Not space of pigs.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer said you could put a photo in the middle of that wreath. So, okay,
Diane
so,
Hendren got in.
yeah.
Congratulations, Diane.
Congratulations. I have no control over who gets
Behalf
in
of
or who
everybody
gets
at
out.
Creations.
Mine says pending. Yeah, Debbie, did you try to leave and come back? Okay, so I have already cut the base of this with the die, and it's going to cut this and it's going to score for you. And what we are going to do, we're going to take that piece and we're going to put it up on our scoreboard, and we're going to score it. Now, this die is a little odd in that the circle is actually wider than the rectangle. So what I like to do is take my ruler and set my ruler up against the top edge of my, and I'm going to turn it over where I have that cork edge.
What is that Facebook thing called?
The group is called Creek Bank Creations Creativity. And I just wanted to have a place where people could upload their projects and stuff, but it's just not cooperating with us. So, okay, so I'm going to put the ruler up there and I'm going to push this up against that ruler so that I have a straight edge. Because if I try to put the circle up on the top edge of the scoreboard, there's no guarantee I'm going to be straight because the circle is bigger than the square. So if I do this, I know that I'm getting a square score, and I'm going to score over here at 2 1/8. So that's 2 1 mark for those of you in Rio Linda. 2 1/8. Just give yourself a score mark. And that's going to be that mark that we need to fold to make our stand-up card. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to fold our circle in, give ourselves a really good fold, and then we're going to fold that fold over just like that. That made our stand-up little circle that we needed. That's pretty cool. Simple. Don't know why I didn't think of it before. So I have a card base, and my card base is 5.5.
I just put the block spot in for this card.
Okay.
Just saying.
Did the link go? I don't see it. I'm going to put tape on the back, and we're going to adhere this die cut piece to the base. It's pending. Yeah, I did start the group, but at this point I have no control over it because I got out for 5 days and still not being, I've repeatedly asked for Facebook help and they're not helping me. Okay, so I have super tacky tape on the back. We're going to center that on the card base, and that is our card base. Now, you want to make, decide what you're going to do with your sentiment area. You can die cut a sentiment or you can stamp a sentiment. What I think is really nice about this kind of card is that we have a lot of really nice sentiment stamps, and sometimes those get lost on the inside of a card, and sometimes you want them out where people can look at them, especially if you really want to send somebody some cheer. So I'm going to take my card, and my white card that I have stamped on is 3.5 by 4.25, 3.5 by 4.25, and I'm adhering that to another card, yellow back here, that is 3.75 by 4.5. And that is just a nice little accent area Okay, now what we want to do is adhere this into that base, and we're going to adhere it with our clear foam tape. So we're going to run that across the top. And I like to put 3 pieces of this on just because I thought it was a little wobbly. We do not sell the scoreboard. Just don't have room to carry too much in the booth. And that's just another item. But that is the Caterpillar crease, it's called. So if you're watching the Expo live event on Saturday, I don't know if they are going to participate in it, but sometimes they do. And they run specials when they do the event. So you could check that out and see if Caterpillar is going to be a part of the event stamp and scrapbook at home. See if you can get some deals. So I'm removing the tape liner. I have found with this tape that if you come in from the side with the pick tool to get a hold of that tape liner, it makes it a whole lot easier to peel off. So this is the clear tape. It's totally clear. We're going to set that in right there. And that is our base. And now we can tuck our little piece in there, and we just made.
Most recipients know it is a stand-up card and how to do it.
You know, Judy, people ask me that all the time, and I don't know. My people who I give cards to would know because that's the kind of cards I give. So I always figure if they can't figure it out, then
Judy, you might
they're missing the pleasure.
Put written instructions in with it, Judy.
You could put a little note in there that said, stand me up. And you could sign it on the back, or you could sign it on the inside up here. I think.
You can stand me up.
I don't know. I figured that's their problem. I've provided the joy. It's their problem to figure out the rest of it. Okay, there's our base. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now, what we want to do next is take the circle that comes in the Angel Side Circle set and die cut white cardstock. And I have super tacky tape on the back. So in order to do this, you will need, well, you might be able to use the 3 inches. Take 3 and piece it in the middle. We sell the tape in 3 inches or 6 inches, so I was just asking myself if the 3-inch roll would work. If you use the 3-inch roll, you're going to need to seam it in the middle. We're going to unroll this. We're going to put our paper in it, and we are going to die cut. Okay, now I am going to use this with the sticky side facing up. So before I peel that off, let me show this. So I have cut these, we're working with the Capricious die tonight, and this actually is my favorite of all of these. And the fun thing about the whole Capricious is that the whole inside comes out. So when you look at that Christmas die and you see how that inside's coming, the inside's totally pulled out of it, it's because you can literally pull that out. And then you have that opening on the inside. This bow is from the Merry Christmas Circle Frame set. And if you bought the bundle from us, the Angel Side Circle bundle, this bow is on the Merry Christmas set. Okay, so I've got my 3 pieces and I've cut them with my super tacky tape on the back so they are sticky. Now, I have discovered doing this that it is helpful. I think they look better if your darker colors are on the bottom and then you work your way up, but you can mess around with it and you can do it however you want to do it. So what we're going to do is start with our base, and we're going to put the base on. So we're going to take our piece here. Now this is the white one that we cut, the white plain circle, and size to fit the Angel Side Circle die. And this is the sticky side. So I've removed the tape liner, and I'm going to take undo, and I'm going to put undo all around this die on this piece. And that's going to suspend adhesion. As long as this is wet, my die cut will not stick. So I'm going to pull the liner off, and that's going to give me time to line that up in the center of my project. I got little paper fibers dropping off. If you get paper fibers, easiest to get rid of them in the beginning. Okay, we're gonna put this right in the middle, and we want to center it side to side. Now, if we had it crooked, we could pick it up and move it if we needed to. There we go. There's our base. Layer number one. So these are dies that are meant to layer. We're going to get this wet with a little bit of undo, and we're going to add the second layer. We're going to peel off the back and set that right on there. We did figure out the shipping on undo, and I did add undo to the website. So if you are in need of undo, I did figure out the shipping issue that we had with it, and we can ship it now. There's that. Put the second layer on, and you can see we're just building up the 2 layers. Nice color in there. Now I have a little dot sticking out. I'm going to get him out of there. Little yellow dot. Okay. Now we're going to add the next layer. So in between layers, we're going to peel off. We're just going to add a little bit of undo around there so we can move things around. And I have a little paper fiber right in there. I'm going to get him off with my finger with the undo. There we go.
Julie, did you use all 3 dies for the Christmas wreath?
I did.
Yes, Michelle.
Just cut it in 3 different colors of green. I'll pull that back up so you guys can look at it. I did put all of the images on the Pinterest page. So you can go to the Pinterest page and look up the Trinity Dies, and you'll find them all there. Okay. And anytime we do a live, we have a blog post that is directly connected to our project. Now we need to build the inside. What's fun is you can kind of decide how you want your inside piece to look, and you can make them look different. This was our top, so I'm going to set that aside. And then we have this. I love this one. The middle piece has this little flower, and it's got little bitty holes in it. Really pretty. And we're going to use that in the center. So what I do is go through and pick out the pieces that I want to put in the center on the top and set those aside, and then build the layers, because we have 3 layers here. So I will tell you that I kind of thought this thing looked like COVID-19. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can see that, but today when I was working with this, I'm like, oh my gosh.
We need to
That
reiterate that
thing.
it does not change the color of your paper. It doesn't hurt your paper. It
Yes.
evaporates. And
Yes,
does not change the tone or stain your paper.
it
in
does
any
not.
way.
Okay, so I pulled out the 3 pieces that I love. Yes, all of the above. And you can even dump that right on watercolor. Like if you watercolored a background, you can put that right on there, and you don't have to worry about the ink moving
You
around
mean
on
it
you.
won't allow watercolor to run?
It will not allow watercolor to run. Now I'm going to slip that in there, and I'm just going to use my pick tool and run that around that edge and push that down. Remember, we have 3 layers. So there's 1, and then we're going to go back in and add the second one. So you can leave them, like you don't have to put all 3 layers back in if you don't want to. I just kind of like doing it. I think it looks cool. So we're going to go back in, put that layer in, and then we set that aside. That's our top layer, and we're going to drop the top layer in. There we go. Nice. Okay, so
Can
we
you tell me that
have,
it will temporarily suspend the adhesion.
as long as our paper is wet or our sticker or whatever, it's going to suspend adhesion. It's going to dry, and when it dries, I'm poking out the little holes here. When it dries, we will have permanent adhesion. So the reason it works like magic for this project is because what we need is time to manipulate everything and get it where we want it, and undo gives us that ability. So I'm going to drop this in, and then just kind of push in with the tool. And if I needed to, if I felt like I needed to put some more undo in there, I could put some more undo in there. We're going all around that edge. It's just a great way. Honestly, I don't even know how you would try doing this without undo. You might need counseling afterwards because you'd be so frustrated. Kind of like how I feel about life right now. Okay, pulling this out. It seems like you take 2 steps forward and what's that expression, Tom?
1 step forward.
1 step forward and 2 steps back. Does anybody else feel like that? When no one gets too far like that. Is that a song?
Yes.
What song is that?
1 step forward, 2
Who
steps
sings that?
back.
That's
I
funny.
think Diamond Rio, but I'm not sure.
This one little hole will not come out late. He's staying. He's like, I'm not leaving. I'm
No,
staying.
no.
Look at that.
Not me, Mr. Bell. No, Mr. Bell.
Okay. Got him. Okay. Here's the beautiful thing about this little flower. If you get all the little holes out, it just provides an amazing contrast inside of that little capricious. So it's worth the battle to get all the little holes out. And I see one dropped right in there. So I push that down and I have built the lovely capricious panel. Now what we have is our capricious done. And this really does look like a little COVID. Now we have all the sticky on the outside edge. And what we need to do is use the Pixie Puffer. I had a blue piece of paper here.
Piece of paper?
Yep.
What?
And-
cardstock?
Yeah, and I mix it. I'm Pixie Puffer blue piece of paper. What in the world have I done?
I'm looking.
So we are going to take our pixie dust and we're going to put it in our Pixie Puffer, which I have lost. Is it on?
I'll get you one.
Is it on the floor?
No telling.
Sorry, ladies. It was just here. Is it up there on the counter?
Yes.
Sorry, we've been trying to
There's a blue
shoot
piece of paper too, as a matter of fact.
other video, and so we've got multiple projects going on. So what I would do is hold this whole project over the trash can, and then I would use the Pixie Puffer to do this. So the Pixie Puffer we sell empty. You can fill it with pixie dust, or you can use any micro fine or super fine glitter. You don't want to put anything chunky in this. When it's down, it's locked. The swing arm opens it. So once you hear it click, it's open. You're going to put your finger on the top and pump, and it's going to put out glitter, and it's going to put out a lot of glitter. So normally I just hold my projects like this over the trash can and let the glitter go down in the trash. And then I do not have all this mess up on my work surface. I'm doing it up here for you because I want you to be able to see how to use the tool. So if I want to close it, I'm pulling that down and it's closed. If I want to pump it, I swing arm and put my finger on top and pump. That is the Pixie Puffer. And for me, the purpose of it is that all of the mess is going down in the trash.
Downer.
And I don't have all that mess on the top. And now we have this beautiful capricious panel that we add to our card. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our tape and we're going to add that right to our center panel. Now see, that was not really hard, but it does look awesome, all that color. So let's turn our panel over and we are going to take our super tacky tape, and we do have this available in the bundle special. Now, y'all, we've been getting together here for quite a while, since March, hanging out and doing these projects. And when we go back on the road, that lovely discount that we're offering is going to disappear. Not sure what we're going to do, but if the 20% off appeals to you, now is the time to take advantage of it. So I'm only taping across the bottom and free freight. And that just made that lovely Sunsh You Shine card. Those who shine from within do not need a spotlight. You shine. Very pretty. So that's how the Trinities work. And we are going to work with the oval Trinity because it is a fun little one. And I want to explain a little bit about that. Tom, do you have a question for giveaway tonight?
I do.
And I do want to tell you that when you buy the Trinity, when you purchase that, you do get the COVID-19 die. Pull this up so you can see it. Can you see that? Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, COVID-19. It looks like COVID-19. Okay, what's your question?
Okay, first of all, I wanted to make a little comment, ladies.
Okay.
Because a lot of you ladies have been kind of complaining about some of the complicated questions. But the beautiful thing about the complicated questions is a lot of our viewers are on time lapse. And by the time they get the question, the answer still hasn't been arrived at, and so it gives everybody a chance to play our game.
To participate.
With that, with participation at its fullest, we want everybody to get a chance to win something, and we're going to give away. We're going to give away two things tonight. I'm going to give away a set of Wonder Wipes. Let me show that to you. And I'm also going to give away a Sizzix 3D embossing folder. We're going to give away the Sizzix 3D embossing folder first. Here's what we're giving away tonight. Okay. And here's the question. Okay. Okay. Last Tuesday, this was actually a question I had set.
This is a Christmas. Fa la la. It's nice. Very nice.
Last Tuesday.
That's from our friends at Sizzix. They provided you.
Yes, that was provided by our friends at Sizzix. Thank you, Sizzix. My two grandsons came over to spend the night because we had a construction project the next day, and they
Tomatoes and garbage.
Who said that? Vonda, you're funny. Anyway, we had a construction project.
Yes, I'm
that
sorry.
they wanted to watch with the excitement.
We did have a project at the house.
So, this is a two-part question. You have to have two answers. What kind of work were we doing? And what were we building that the boys wanted to see? So, let's see your answers.
What were the questions?
What kind of work? What kind of construction were we doing?
What kind of work and what were we building?
Chicken coop.
Chicken coop. That's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
Okay, so
fish pond, picking tomatoes, and building a bird house.
those are good guesses. Driveway chicken coop. Sharon, don't give him any ideas. I will tell you this. It has something to do with
No hints yet. You gotta let everybody have a chance first.
Treehouse is a good guess. Smokehouse for the tobacco.
Hey, Barb, I love you, Barb. I love you, Barb.
Barb, don't encourage
Tobacco
that.
rail and deck. Oh.
Swing set would be nice. Julie, I asked for a swing set last week. They know this looks like more like my to-do list for you.
Yeah, I know. By the way these ladies are answering these questions, I feel like they're starting to get to know me.
Yeah. So ladies, this was a project that should have been done 4 years ago when we built the house. Okay, so
Pat already got the tobacco plant.
yeah, the twin. We need a giant swing set because we have 4 now that need swinging. Okay, so I am going to move on while y'all are guessing. We're going to work with the oval Trinity, and I wanted to work with this because this little guy kind of gets lost in the shuffle, and it really makes a beautiful card. So when I designed this, I wanted a panel on the inside of this card that was big enough that you could stamp an image or you could put a sentiment on. So I made this into a vertical A2 card, but you could easily turn it the other way and add a sentiment going this way. And it is a 3-piece die set. So what I wanted to show you, I have already cut these and they already have my super tacky tape on the back, is that when you die cut these, that inner panel is going to pop out. And when I went to put my panel on my card, I stamped this and then I put the oval Trinity die on top of it so that it cuts the exact oval and it'll pop into there. So you can do it like I did, or you can put a ring around it. And let me show you. Like this one, I left the space in there, and that's where that ring is. If you look here, when I die cut this, there's my oval piece, but there's that ring. So you could cut this in another color and pop it in as another color, or you can pull it out. See if I have another one. This one, I use the opposite color on it. So that ring is the other color. So you can kind of decide if you like that in or out. You have some wiggle room to play around with. In this case, I used the die and I stamped and just cut the sentiment. So we have the sentiment. So this particular card, we're going to do a background. So we're going to stencil a little background on there. And we are going, have they got clothes, Tom?
One person, or a couple people have guessed what kind of work we did.
Okay.
But nobody has guessed
Oh,
both.
Carrie said a swimming pool. Carrie, we live on a ridge on the side of a very large, would you call it a hill?
It's a ridge.
With rock. So no swimming pool for the creeks. In fact, the creeks, when we built the house, did not even get to have a basement because there's too much rock. So I taped down, I've already cut the background with our stitched rectangle die. I taped my card down. I'm going to put my stencil on top. And I see I have the wrong stencil. Let's see if I have the right one. We might just have to go with the, oh, I got it. So we're going to use the scroll circle. Get the right stencil going. And I'm going to put that on and hold that with my painter's tape. If I can find it. Tom, do you see? Here it is. Painter's tape. Sorry, ladies. Taping that down. Nobody's got it yet. So we want to just center that on our card panel. Are you giving them a hint?
Mm-hmm.
Top and bottom. And then I am going to use my J brush to put ink on my card. And we're using yellow tonight, just a little yellow background. So I have the J brush. When you buy these, they come unbanded. And I've added the band with the color card. So the color card, you can cut it and you can punch it and you can add the color. So one brush per color family. And we're just going to dab that side to side in our dye-based ink. And we're going to use little circles and run that up on our card all the way around our card. Now, when we add the ink to this card, we want to start off on the grid and work our way on little bitty circles all the way around. Off on the side, on, because we do not want big blobs of color. We want to move the color around. And I like to just start with a light finish of ink, and the more layers you add, the more color you're going to get. The darker it's going to be. Now, if I want to really intensify and get all those small areas, pull that band up, and it's like having two brushes in one, and I'm going to go back in and hit those little small spots and get color right in those small spots. So use the band back if I just want to color around. If I really want to get into the detail, pull that up and I'm going to get concentrated color. When I go to close the brush, I'm going to put the brush on, pull that band up and push it down. And you can use the brush with any dye-based ink. There's our beautiful background. Now, I didn't concentrate on the center because in this project, it's going to be covered up anyway. Take off our stencil tape and we are going to clean off our stencil with the Wonder Wipe. So the Wonder Wipe is soft and pliable, and you get it wet and you can use it to clean off your stamps and stencils. What I love about this is it does not get hard. It does not turn into a little weird briquette. It always stays soft. So our Wonder Wipe package.
Sarah Worthington won! Sarah Worthington! Finally, Sarah! Sarah is the winner!
Oh, you have 2 Wonder Wipes in here.
That is for the second gift. That was for the embossing folder.
I'm explaining the Wonder Wipe that I'm using. So one is for dry and one is for wet. So sometimes you want a dry wipe, at least I do. So I had this designed with a 2-pack. So I keep the yellow one for dry and I use the blue one for wet. So you're asking, why would you want dry? Sometimes if you watercolor, you want to dab off and you want to have just a dry, get the water off your brush. So the dry Wonder Wipe helps with that. And you know, ladies, I forgot to show you something. I was going to show you. We'll have to go back here. I'm going to back up a minute. Do you remember we had the Pixie Puffer out and we had that glitter? I wanted to show you, if you haven't seen the little vacuum, the little mini vac from We Are. This is, you charge it with a USB port that's in the lid and then you turn it on. I don't know if you can hear that. And then if you have glitter on your work surface, you can actually clean up all the glitter on your work surface. Okay. Now, I do have customers who use this to clean up paper scraps as well. The great thing about it is you can charge it with the USB, and when this thing fills up, you just take the bottom piece off and dump it in the trash can. So that is the glitter vac, and it is on the website. I meant to show you that earlier. So that's your bonus for tonight, the glitter vac. Okay, we've got our card. We are going to adhere it to our blue stitched rectangle that I already cut. And we're going to put our tape on there and adhere. So now we have a patio. After 4 years, we have a patio. And that's pretty exciting. We don't have a sidewalk yet. And we don't have a pad outside the garage. But we'll see what happens in the fall. Tom, we have logging trucks coming in the fall. And Tom is wanting to wait to do those because he doesn't want the logging trucks running over the sidewalk. That's going right on top of our A2 card, and that's our background. So love the stencils that you can provide just a little bit of pop of color into a background. Pretty simple. Oh, Diane, that's a good idea. Diane's saying she uses the dry cloth after she's washed off her stamps. That's a great idea, and I never even thought of that. So she's using the dry cloth to wipe off her stamps if they're wet. There's the background. Now we're going to layer up our dies. So I have already die cut these pieces for us, and we're going to put the dark blue down first. And you know, if you wanted, you could do the card like this, and that would be pretty. Just doing it like that. That's just the one layer. So you don't have to use all of them all the time, but new items. No new items yet. We're working on it. We have been ordering a lot of things, but
Yes, we've got new items. We've got a lot of.
we don't have anything here to share tonight.
We've got.
I got in trouble for sharing with you guys last time, so
We've got new dies coming in about 2 weeks.
we have new dies, we have new stamps, we have a whole new product line that I can't even tell you
It is so smoking hot.
about.
It's
I'm
steaming.
so excited, but I can't even go there. So y'all have to just hang on. As soon as it comes, we'll let you know. So I'm undoing the background and putting on the second layer and building it up. And can I tell them what you ordered today? What we ordered today? Am I allowed to say what that was?
We're coming out. You can tell them we're coming out with a new line of enamel.
Yes, we're coming out with a new line of enamel pins. So we have some fun things in the enamel pin line we're going to bring you. And those are just like little collector pins. And we are hoping that we will have those in time for Stamp Fest. So that's 1st of August, but this is a wait and see. When you order these things, you just never know. So I'm just layering, ladies. All 3 layers, layer one on top of the other. I do think it looks nice when you have a light color on top. And I did notice with this particular die that when you go outside of the color family, it looks a little, it doesn't look as nice, I think. Like this is all blue. It helps if you stay in the color family. Just, I don't know. That's my personal opinion for whatever that's worth. There we go. Now, we're going to slip our sentiment right on the inside and adhere that into our card. And put a little tape on the back. Do you have another question for these ladies?
Yes.
Is it as bad as the first one?
I'm going to go back to what they're more familiar with.
Okay, more familiar.
They're more familiar with my garden.
So I'm going to finish this card out. We're going to add some rhinestones the self-adhesive pearls from Creek Bank. We're going to add those to the card. We're going to add the mini butterflies to the bottom. Slip that in there. And just want to put a little plug in here for the mini dies. If you guys haven't messed with the mini dies, this is a very small die, very, very small. The mini butterflies, but it is a great little butterfly. In fact, I'll tell you a little secret. The butterfly, this is the butterfly Trinity panel. The little butterflies that are on this set, these little pieces actually came out of the butterfly panel. So the nice thing about having this little die is you can just cut a few of them when you need an accent. So did we show them all these cards?
No.
Ladies, did I show you these cards?
Show them the cards, baby.
Okay,
Show 'em
let
the
me finish
cards.
what we're doing.
Let me do the question.
And
you
then,
can show 'em the
okay,
cards.
so I'm going to finish this off and then we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me, ladies? Okay.
Okay.
This is for a set of Wonder Wipes. Where'd the Wonder
I think
Wipes
my card is a little crooked.
You know where the Wonder Wipes went?
Right there.
Oh,
So I'm going to straighten it up while you talk.
Set of Wonder Wipes. One for wet, one for dry, or one for wet and one for dry.
This is
Whichever you
annoying
like.
me. I'm
Or you
going
can
to
have 2 wet
straighten it.
or 2 dry. Anyway, you know I like to garden. Well, this past Sunday, we were able to start harvesting some of our very first vegetables from the garden. Okay.
Not tobacco.
What were the 2? No, that's not ready yet. What were the 2 vegetables that we harvested from the garden this week?
2 veggies from the garden. There we go. Ladies, sorry, that was ever so slightly crooked and driving me nuts. So you can see how a little undo is your friend to help you fix things and straighten things up. Now I'm all straightened back up. Now I'm just going to add my little butterflies. And I just cut those in 2 separate colors. And you can see how little tiny they are. They just make a great little accent. And we're going to peel that tape off and stick those on our card.
Okay, one of them has been guessed, but not the second one. You got to have both answers.
So we're just peeling and sticking. our little butterflies.
What is the drying time for the undo? About 20 to 30 seconds, Marty, on the drying time.
And if you need more, you can always add more. And you can see I dumped that right on top of that ink and nothing moved. Everything's fine. Just going to drop that in there. Maybe, baby. There we go. Add another butterfly. So just love these little butterflies because they just add such a nice little touch. Just a little touch. And they are tiny. Having the pick tool to pull that liner off the back really helps. And let's add another one up there. And then we're just going to accent this with the self-adhesive pearls. Put that right up there. And then these are the royal pearls, royal blue. And I like to take my pick tool and just pick up that self-adhesive pearl and move it where I want it. Stick it down. Very handy. When we had the pearls made, I asked them not to connect all of the little dots on the self-adhesive pearls because I wanted to be able to just pull one off just like that and add it to our project. So self-adhesive pearls are a very nice little touch to add to your card, and they're not very expensive. So I'm going to add yellow all the way around, and this is one of the fun things about this layer die is that you can go back in and literally drop that self-adhesive pearl right in there. And you could drop in as many of these as you wanted to. I'm just going to go around and hit every one of those centers with that self-adhesive pearl. It'd be interesting to see with this particular set, if you cut it in green, how it would look with the red dot in the middle, if it would end up looking Christmassy. I bet it would. So you just set them in there. Has anyone guessed?
We've got several of one of the answers.
Okay. So we're just working our way around. The question is, did you eat it? You'll have to tell them about that dish you made last night. It was delicious. Tom is a great cook. So if I am overloaded in the work department, Tom often cooks dinner. And he made something that was wonderful yesterday with the garden. There we go. Now, I like to take the end of my tool and just push those down. Make sure everybody's pushed down really nice so they don't come up. When we made the self-adhesive pearls, I asked them to make these super small because I didn't want to have a large bulky thing so that when we go to mail, we have a relatively flat card. And that is how you make the oval Trinity card. And it just has a lot of really nice dimension on it.
Okay, both vegetables have been said, but nobody has answered both of the vegetables.
The green onions bolted, so we haven't harvested any green onions. Does anybody else have bolting onions? Or are we the only ones that have bolting onions? Beans don't come on until late July.
Another 3 weeks.
Yeah, the beans are pretty small at this point. So that is how to use the Trinity Dies. I love Capricious. It is my favorite one, but honestly, the oval is probably more versatile because you can put a sentiment in there, you can stamp in there. They're all still
We're
guessing.
still guessing. Both answers have been said, but they haven't had both answers.
So this is the oval Trinity with the dragonfly dropped in the middle, and the dragonfly, the center of the dragonfly pops out. So this is the dragonfly Trinity, and the center of that pops out, and then you can pop it back in to a different card base.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'm going to give them some hints. It was not strawberries, rhubarb, or peas.
Okay, there's the butterfly panel, and you can see how just layering up those colors just gives you lots of really cool options. This is that oval Trinity, and it has when the world says give up, hope says try one more time. That particular sentiment is on the dandelion stamp. We talked earlier about the stamps that go with the Angel Side Circle set. This particular stamp set is called Miracle of Christmas.
Heather said uncle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, one of the vegetables, I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to give one away. One of them is lettuce. So give me the other one. Lettuce and...
This is your hint right here. Okra needs a longer season to grow.
That's right, Sharon. Broccoli. Lettuce and broccoli.
Sharon Shockey.
Sharon Shockey.
Woo!
Sharon Shockey.
Oh my gosh. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the Trinity dies tonight. They are a special die, not something that you do all the time, but the cards are just beautiful, and the glitter on them is just a stunning little finishing touch, which is super fun.
Okay,
So
tell them about the special on the Trinity, because we
Yeah,
got
there's
75
a-
watching now, and
yeah,
they've missed it.
I'm gonna pull the camera up. Hang on. We're coming up.
We're coming up. Ooga, ooga, ooga.
Okay, there we go. So the Trinity bundle special is, so basically we kind of worked off of two specials tonight. One is the Angel Side Circle, which is the Angel Side Circle die, which is that die base, and then it has the matching dies that accessorize it. The Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, Happy Thanksgiving. That's the bundle for the Angel Side Circle, and then the
For
other.
how much?
Oh, I don't have any idea.
Here it is right there.
Angel Side Circle is on sale for $36.49. Regular price $51.96.
It's a 4-die set.
4-die set. So the other 4-die set is the Trinities, and they're like more than 30%. Do I have to tell
Holy
them all the
mackerel.
numbers?
The Trinities, all 4 Trinities, this is great. All 4 Trinities
It's a deal.
are regular $128.96. Ladies, we're gonna give them to you for $89.99. That's right, $89.99. That's more than 30% off.
You could have done 35% for your anniversary.
Then I'd still like to eat. I still like to eat dinner. Anyway, regular $128.96 on sale for $89.99. That's a huge savings, because remember, at Creek Bay Creations, we don't make much money, but we make a lot of friends.
So, love to see what creative things you have that you're doing with the die. So, feel free to message me or email me.
Try to get on our Facebook.
What dish did he make?
Our Facebook membership
So,
that nobody
do you
can
know
get
who
members
this person is? Is that Rita?
What
Rita?
dish? Oh!
Rita, I'm talking. He took the lettuce. Wilted lettuce. It was wilted lettuce.
Southern
but,
style.
But it was like no other wilted lettuce I've ever had.
I put a little gourmet touch on my Southern style wilted
it had
lettuce.
dried cranberries,
Mm-hmm.
slivered almonds, and
Chives.
I didn't like the chives.
The chives got a little bit
Yeah.
stronger.
And bacon.
Bacon.
Oh,
Bacon.
it
You
was
said bacon?
delicious. It was delicious. Wish y'all could have been there and ate it with us. It was so good.
Hey, we had fun with you tonight.
Thank you so much.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. Thanks for joining us. We love you
see
all
you.
and we enjoy having you.
We'll see you Saturday at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo home event if you want to join us. And if not,
4:50
where
Eastern
do
time.
I find the replay?
1:50 Pacific time.
To find the
3:50 Central time.
to find the replay,
Mountain time, I guess.
it takes
3:50?
sometimes it takes like 12 hours to post because it has to process out of my phone and onto YouTube. So you might not be able to find it until tomorrow. We have to wait for it to process. So when it does, you can go back and watch it. And we will be doing the Capricious red, white, and blue card on the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo group. And next Tuesday, I have another project I'm going to share with you with the Angel Side Circle. So
And you
trying
guys-
to do projects that you got, like you guys already have that, and then you can amend it. So next Tuesday, we're going to do another one.
And you guys are getting a head start on the bundle special.
Yes.
Because we're offering that this weekend. And once it gets on there,
So
it's
don't wait till
It's going to be
Saturday.
gone.
Yeah.
So we'd love to.
Well, we hope it's gone.
we hope it's
we
gone.
don't know.
That's our
But
objective, to get
in the
it
front of the
on
line.
out of here.
Get in the front of the line. All right. Bless you guys. Thank you so much for
See ya.
hanging with us. Continue to persevere.
Keep on keeping on. Bye.